The Environmental Protection Agency recently unveiling a new office dedicated to environmental justice and civil rights.
Today in Harrisburg, a House Democratic Policy and Legislative Black Caucus Joint Committee hearing was held to discuss Pennsylvania's efforts to improve environmental justice areas. Erie News Now State Capitol correspondent Brendan Scanlon joins us live to break it all down. Good evening, Brendan.
Mike and Eva, good evening. Yeah, so a lot of those efforts are really centered around what are called environmental justice areas, which is an area where 20% or more of residents live at or below the federal poverty line. Now, these areas are scattered all throughout the Commonwealth, and today we heard testimony about how historically these working class areas have been disproportionately affected and faced a disproportionate share of adverse environmental impacts, sometimes resulting in poor health and poor living conditions, especially in communities of color. Testifiers at today's hearing hit on a wide range of issues spanning from illegal dumping and air quality all the way to food deserts, transportation inequality, and the cumulative impact all these factors have had on economic growth and community health. Testifiers included representatives from state agencies, members of the community, nonprofits, and more. Many pointed to significant disparities as the result of past policies and practices. A specific example that was pointed to was the historical lack of input from community members in burdened areas where nearby factories or facilities would renew or apply for permits through the state.
This needs to stop. And we're tired as residents. There's a lot of them like me out here. But it gets to the point you just want to vomit with some of the stuff that we have to deal with.
And we heard about legislation that would require some of these facilities within these areas to prepare what are called environmental impact assessments before being approved for a permit or renewed for a permit. So that would include taking things like property value, air quality, and other factors into consideration. Testifiers hope that this legislation, as well as the EPA's new office, will create some tangible results because, as you just heard, members of the community are literally growing sick and tired of inaction. Reporting live at the state capitol for Erie News Now, I'm Brendan Scanlon. Mike and Eva.